9 Plus Us presents the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together. Baseball family, welcome back to another episode of the Baseball Together podcast. We are super excited for you to be here. As always, I am Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes, and I'm here with Blackjack Brad.
Yeah, and for some reason, it's really muggy tonight, so I'm probably going to be, sweating a lot. Like, a lot.
You know what's so funny?
What's
I'm
that?
in a hoodie.
Oh my gosh. Man, it's like 100 degrees and you're probably gonna curse me out for this, but it's like 40% humidity. I'm so hot. Hot. I was fine 102 all day, and then it's supposed to rain tonight, and it got really muggy, and now I'm like, nope, not about this monsoon weather.
Listen, there was a thunderstorm so intense last night, I wasn't sure we were not on fire, honestly. It takes a lot for me to wake up in the middle of the night, and 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking around like, wow, this is, the lightning flashes and the sky explodes almost exactly the same moment. That's crazy. Yeah. And if you haven't had that experience, I highly recommend you do it in a safe location.
Definitely. We had that woke us all up on, I think it was Sunday morning. We had one of those woke us all up. It's like, good morning. Oh. So it's a good time. Huh. Yeah.
Well, mine was morning too. Technically, 1 o'clock in the morning is still the morning.
I think mine was like 5, just before we were getting up anyway, thanks to a 4-year-old in our house. But anyway.
Yeah. All right, baseball family. Now that's all taken care of, we're going to cut this episode down to 2 segments for you. We know you need this information down and dirty, and we're going to give it to you that way. So we're going to talk current events first, and then we're going to talk trade deadline reactions second. It should be Tuesday morning when you're listening to this. We are recording at 11 o'clock Eastern on Monday night. So buckle up, and let's get at her. Giolito.
Your guy.
Giolito throws a no-no, baby. What do you think of that? How you like them apples is what I want to know.
Well, I immediately thought of you when this happened, because you've been driving the Giolito train since we started this thing about a year ago. And
that's right.
And I feel like it's expected, and it's just the beginning of what we're going to see from that guy, because he's legit.
He's legit, dude.
He's the real deal. So, I think it's just the beginning with him. He's very good. He's a very good pitcher. And I was actually really excited for him. Thought it was cool. And we've said the White Sox are a very good team, and you can't throw a no-hitter by yourself.
That's right. No, you can't.
It takes defense behind you, and I think those White Sox, man, right now, this moment, the White Sox are on top. Well, they're tied for first in the AL Central with the Cleveland Indians. So
that's amazing.
Come get it, Southside. Go do it.
Come and get it. Bring it home. Let's park the ship in the harbor. That's what I say. All right.
It's a different harbor.
There's probably not a harbor nearby. And if there was, they wouldn't say it that way.
No.
But the point is, maybe it's time for a ship in Southside Chicago. Okay.
Could be.
Moving on to Jon Berti, stole three bases in 1 inning. Look, listen, this is the most exciting thing to happen to baseball since the 2020 season started, I think. Because this is small ball. This is what we've been saying for forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so, Brig, did you see how he's still home? Yes, the dude's still second. I've seen a lot of that this week. I've been watching.
Yeah.
The Mariners still bases like crazy, and it's blowing my mind. I love
That's the only thing they know how to do right now. Yeah.
Just about, yeah. So
right.
So he's still second. That's kind of par for the course for me these days.
Good
then
for
he's
you.
still third, and I'm like, that's fantastic. But did you see how he stole home? Did you see that video?
I did not, actually.
So what he did was he kind of kept his lead, and then the catcher kind of stepped out in front of home plate and almost pump faked him, but he was still checking on him to see where he was, and he just kind of lobbed the ball back to the pitcher. And man, my dad always told me growing up, he said, throw that ball back to the pitcher like you mean it, especially if there's somebody on base. It's like,
yeah.
Who cares? Nobody's going to run. Well, he ran. He ran, Brig, and he's still home, and he tripped just as he got into like the circle, you know? He tripped, and then he got it, and man, he got in behind the tag. Is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I love guys like that, and I don't know
I do too.
I don't know that he's a regular, but he's doing everything he can to keep himself a roster spot, to make himself a regular. And if that's what it takes this season, especially for guys who aren't supposed to be on the roster because they're maintaining a 29-man roster, if those extra 3 guys are like, I got to steal some bases, got to contribute to stay on this team.
It's perfect.
So be it. I'm here for it.
Yes. Now, this is the 54th time that stealing 3 bases in 1 inning has ever happened ever.
Not very amazing. Many times. Not very many times.
Right, and it's only the 5th time since the year 2000. So in 20 years, only 5 people now have stolen 3 bases in a single inning. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. With all that's and think about that. With all the innings that have been played, just since 2000, only 5, and then all the innings that have been played ever. I mean, that's when you really think about it on that level. Man, it's quite a feat. Going Willie Mays Hayes.
So now I want to know, how do you like them apples? Is what I want to know.
I like them.
Those are the apples we should begin analyzing.
I like those apples. I like them a lot.
You do.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, you brought this to my attention. You said something about Manny down under, and I got to be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Manny Ramirez.
But I need you to tell us. Yeah, go ahead.
Manny Ramirez is playing baseball again. We talked earlier, it was a few months ago, about how he was gonna play in Hong Kong. Didn't work out, so he's going down under. He's gonna play for the Sydney Blue Sox.
Oh, jeez!
Little shout out to my niece, real quick, which I thought that was cool. It's the Blue Sox because my niece plays for a travel softball team called the Blue Sox.
Oh, fabulous!
Super cool. Thought that was rad.
Yeah, that is super cool. So now I've been watching Australian baseball. I mean, not watching it, but I've been keeping up with the fact that some of the details of Australian baseball for probably a year now.
Okay.
On various social channels, and I think that's really interesting because they are one of the up and coming markets worldwide for the game. So that's interesting that's where he landed. And when when you say Manny, I think, Machado. I'm not thinking about Manny being Manny doing his thing. He's gonna have to get ready. That's a whole new hemisphere, man. That's like,
yeah. I honestly, like, despite all the stories I've heard about Australia and crazy whatever, I don't know if they're ready for it. I don't know if you can really prepare yourself for Manny being Manny.
Dude, we couldn't. Boston wasn't ready for Manny being Manny.
Manny
and they're
wasn't
as prepared
ready for
as
Manny
it gets.
Being Manny. Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, good luck to you, but and he's 48, so he's not a young buck anymore, to say the least. But I mean, somebody have you? So this is the other thing with that though.
Okay,
I've seen video of him taking BP. Mm-hmm. He's still got it. I mean, the thing is, he's not going to be hitting 100-mile-an-hour fastballs in Australia. So,
no, exactly.
I mean, he's probably going to be hitting KBO type stuff, which is like 85, 90 tops. I mean, with that swing, he's going to hit a few out, and they're going to go a long ways because he's still got that swing.
Well, for sure they are.
He's still got the swing. So,
okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
What is it about these older, and I say older as lovingly as possible, okay? But these older, retired, former phenoms, huge impact on their sport, huge impact on society as a whole. Talk about Manny Machado. Coming back into their sport. And what's interesting is the 2 sports I follow most are boxing and baseball. And it's happening in both sports. It's like, I don't understand. Mike Tyson is going to fight freak. I just forgot his name. Oh, my gosh.
I'm not sure. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
No, I'm looking it up.
Well, no, I know what you mean, though, and I feel like it comes
Roy Jones Jr.
That's right. Roy Jones
Sorry.
Jr. I think I'll tell you what it is.
Mike Tyson's 54 or 55 years old.
He is, yeah. But this is what I think it is to make it to that level, you've got to have some kind of competitive screw loose in you that you're just you're a competitionaholic, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no a hall in competition. I understand that, but you're a competitionaholic, and especially with a guy like Manny, who, if he ever steps foot with on a Major League Baseball team as a player, he's got an 80. He's got 162. Is it 162 or 80? I don't know. He's got a lengthy suspension. He's still got to serve because of
That's
PED,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a positive PED test.
Yes.
You know, and so there's a reason we haven't seen him anywhere near Major League Baseball for a number of years.
Yep.
And Mike Tyson, I feel like it was kind of the same way that he lost and then he just kind of tailed down and probably ended up retiring, getting out of the game before he was ready to.
Yeah.
I bet you Manny Ramirez has been contemplating, like, trying to figure out a way that he could get back into baseball without having to serve a suspension, without,
for sure,
without any kind of stigma attached to him. And I guess it took this long. Australia's the right spot for him. So
I guess so. Well, in it, again, just to make the parallel, Oscar De La Hoya announced he's coming out of retirement as well, and he's 47.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's the same thing. Just they want the competition, and it's a love for the sport too. That.
Yeah, I think it is a love for the sport.
Yeah,
but is it a money grab? I mean, we have to ask that question.
And that's the thing, is it very well could be. Manny Ramirez going to Australia doesn't feel like a money grab. I don't feel like he's going to be making enough money that it's like, Mike Tyson, that could very well be a money grab. De La Hoya, that could very well be a money grab. I don't know.
Yeah.
And, guys like, you got Tom Brady, who's 42, still playing football. And
great answer. Yeah, absolutely a great example.
And he's obviously not just playing for the money because his wife makes more money than he does.
Yeah.
And always has and always will.
Yeah. Right.
So it's love of the game, just play as long as you can, as long as they're willing to let you. So.
Well, Brett Favre, how old was he when he finally, and I mean for the final time?
Yeah, like the fifth time, whatever. I want to say he was
78 years old or something. He was
that sounds more right. That sounds more right.
Yeah, a million. Yeah, he was a million.
Well, and I mean, Nolan Ryan pitched till he was 45?
45. I think he was 45. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he literally pitched until his elbow told him he could not pitch anymore.
He said he heard it pop. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was.
I mean, I love it. Look, don't get me wrong. I think it's amazing. Mm-hmm. These guys who you would expect to be older, broken, slow, overweight, whatever, they're like, nah, man, I still got it. And then they go out and they prove themselves. At least, like you made the reference about Manny Machado taking BP. Well, have you seen these Mike Tyson videos right now? Because they're terrifying.
It's like on The Hangover.
Is frightening.
He still got it.
He still got it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
exactly. So this is funny that we bring it up because I've been thinking about this topic a lot. And for those of us who are injured or have sustained a significant injury in their lives, who maybe can identify as disabled to a certain degree, like I can, then it's inspiring to see these guys coming out of retirement and using these bodies that should be totally broken down, and they're still overcoming. And I just think it's amazing. So what I'm saying is, as long as Manny's being Manny without a PED, that's all I'm saying. I don't care where he is, he should be trying to play baseball. If he feels like he can, good for him. No PEDs. There we go.
Yeah, I agree. Can I just finish up with one more thing there?
Yeah.
So I had a buddy when I was in college who he was an elite defensive lineman. Like, I asked him where he got. I knew he played football at a high level. I was like, "Where'd you get your scholarship offers?" And we went to a school where there was not any football. It's like, "Where'd you get where'd you get offers to?" He's like, "Oh, just some smaller schools." I was like, "Oh, really?" And his wife was like, "No." She's like, "Florida wanted you, Miami wanted you, Alabama, Texas, like every single SEC, ACC, like you name any southeastern school or southern school, they wanted him because he was 6'7", 350. Okay,
dude,
the dude was massive, and he was fast. He was athletic. He's still athletic, a couple years removed from football. And so I was like, "Why didn't you do it?" He's like, "I just decided I'd rather go to med school." was like, dude, and see, I could not relate to that. And I was like, do you miss it? He's like, nah, not really. And I couldn't relate to that because I had to stop playing baseball before I was ready. I have a shoulder issue, couldn't throw anymore. And so my pursuit of my end goal was cut short. He decided, this is it. I'm done. No more. So he doesn't miss it. He's got closure. And I feel like, maybe Manny Ramirez, he didn't get that closure.
Yeah.
And that's why. So I
that
guess
makes
I'm kind of
sense.
reiterating a point from earlier, but that's really my experience with it. And so I think
good.
he's going down to Sydney to get that closure with the game. But
that's a great point. That's awesome. So we have to move on, and it's unfortunate, but the Mariners and the Astros, the Athletics, they had to postpone through Wednesday because of COVID in the Athletics organization. All kind of probably bigger than we think it is, right, Brad?
It could be. All I've heard so far is that it was Tuesday, Wednesday that they're postponing those games.
Yeah.
And I was really actually bummed out because you had a big outbreak in the Central, you had a big outbreak in the East. There wasn't anything going on in the West, despite all the teams and really, I mean, the hot spots, given Washington, California, Arizona, not good situations there for a while. I mean, Arizona were finally settling down again, but yeah, I mean, did pretty good there for a while, did pretty well, and then you got the A's, and hopefully it is just Tuesday, Wednesday, because they said within the organization. They didn't say a player, they didn't say a coach. It may have been a front office person who was like, ruh-roh, and then let everybody know, and then just as a precaution, they're postponing those. There'll just be a couple doubleheaders. Played some doubleheaders last week, not a big deal, but yeah, I think it'll be okay. I don't think we're gonna have a big issue with it.
Okay, so but do you like the way they went about that? Do you think that we have some COVID cases, it's within the organization, that's all we're going to tell you. Do you like that, or do you wish they had been more forthcoming with detail?
I don't think they owe us anything as far as details. I'm sure they gave Seattle some details, and who have they been playing? I think they've been playing the Astros. Let me double check here real quick. But I'm sure that there are more details within the league.
Yeah, of course.
That, let's see, they didn't play today. Yeah, they've been playing the Astros over there. Playing the Astros the weekend, didn't play Monday. So I do feel like those other teams know more about what's going on than what the public does, and I think that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If it does get to be a big thing where it spreads throughout the A's organization to the players and coaching staff, whatever, and then there happens to be an outbreak with the Astros, then you've got trouble, and I feel like they should let everybody know, because you got to know what to expect. Like, I know nobody's traveling and planning on going to games or anything, but I'd still like to know what to expect with my team,
Sure. Yeah.
So,
that makes
sense. That's kind of what it was with St. Louis and Miami. You've got to know what's going on. You got to know if your team's going to be playing, and because it's more widespread than that. Like, if I know the Mariners were in Anaheim today, so that's not so much of an issue because they're probably not going to Oakland until Wednesday night.
Right. Yep.
But, if there was whoever played, the Astros played, are they going to spread it? There could be much bigger issues there. So
you wonder, because if it's in the press box, I mean, just think about the press box for a minute. You got all those seats right next to each other. So, they're social distancing, physical distancing, whatever we're calling it these days. And
and
that's
the nice
distance,
thing is,
but it's still in the same room.
Yeah, and I, from what I've seen with pictures, is they're limiting how many people are actually in the press box. They're putting some of them in the stands, some of the media in the stands, which I think is cool.
It's cool.
Smart.
Actually, I like that.
But yeah, I don't know. I do think Oakland's gone about it very smart though. Like, it helped having the day off today.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Do you think that the media in the stands are given the same tiered seating arrangement that the fans are? Like, look, you can only afford this many. You have only this many readers, so you're up in the nosebleeds, and it's just like we're gonna let Sports Illustrated sit in the puffy chairs behind home plate, but everybody else, the Athletic, they're in the clubhouse. Like, they don't even need seats. That's how good they are. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
like
I did notice
the interns are up in the nosebleeds. Student journalists are like, if student journalism
though,
even exists anymore.
I was watching a game the other day. I can't remember who it was. Watching a game with my pals the other day, and I noticed that there were some media members sitting right down behind home plate, like field level. They had some tables there, and they might have been club personnel. I don't know, but they seemed like they might have been media. They were sitting 6 feet apart. A few looked like buffet tables, and then I've seen pictures of media members still up in the box, but maybe 2 in a row. And if you've ever seen those press boxes, they're huge. Like,
the big league ones are huge.
Like if you've got 2 people on a row, you've got at least 15 feet between them.
Easy.
So for sure. But so they're definitely spreading everybody out, and I do think you're right though. Some people are kind of getting the raw deal. Some are up higher, and then some get to be right down there, field level. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's fun. So Brig, let's talk Yanks for a minute.
No, let's take a break, bro. Let's take a break, and we'll come back.
All right, well, let's take a break, and then we get back.
No,
to talk Yanks for a minute.
just want to get out of it. You see, like this has been so successful till now. Why break up a good thing? The first rule of a no-no is you don't talk about it, Brad.
Well, it's definitely not a no-no anymore. Let's clear that first.
Yeah, you blew it. You blew it. You bunked it on my no-no, bro. It's your fault.
I don't think that's what happened.
We should take a break, though, and then when we come back, Brad's going to rain on my parade, and then we'll talk about trade deadlines.
Yep.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back with me. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Shop kids' baseball shirts at 9plusS.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. We are here. We are back. We are not going to have a good time for the next few minutes. Just kidding. Brad's going to have the best time ever, and I expect somewhere around 70% of our listeners probably going to have a great time. The rest of you, 30%, are going to sit here with me with dunce cap on, facing the corner, and I will do my best to represent us with dignity, but honestly, I don't know what to say. So, Brad, you just take it away, will you?
So the Yankees stink.
Oh
Put simply. Now, Brig, let me tell you why. This is the team that was just rolling along saying, oh, injuries, we've been here before, it's just fine. We'll get Aaron Judge back, we'll get Giancarlo Stanton back, but Stanton has become as much of a question mark about when you're going to get him back as he is whether or not he's going to be in the lineup. And now Aaron Judge, who knows when he's going to get back?
I know.
I mean, you need those bats come October. You're going to need those guys, especially Judge.
No,
you're gonna need Judge. You're gonna need Judge.
We need Judge. Okay, thank you.
And let me tell you about the Yankees the last 10 games, Brig.
I have to go to bed after this.
I'm gonna do it. Well,
why would you? This is not a good.
I'm making it a little bit easier on you, so you can cry yourself to sleep. 3-7 over your last 10, 4.5 back of the Rays this very moment, and you've got a terrible record on the road, 6-8. Okay, not terrible, but it's not good for a team that's supposed to be as good as the Yankees. You expect that you'd be better than 6-8 on the road, 13-6 at home. I'll give you that. The friendly confines, whatever. But just over the weekend,
that's Wrigley.
You had
okay.
But you
can't mix metaphors, Brad. Not in A Nightmare Story. Okay.
friendly
only good in
confines
Happy
are
Tales.
it's a general term. But anywho, and then over the weekend, you've got Aroldis Chapman giving up a walk-off at home, but on the road to the Mets because the Subway Series had to be moved to the Bronx rather than being played in Queens. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So Chapman gives up a walk-off, and he's asking for another ball. It's like, dude, you got to know that this is the end of the game. Yeah, you're playing on your home mound, but you're the visiting team, and if you give something up, game over. So I don't know if that goes on Aaron Boone or if that goes directly on Chapman because they've got to help him understand the situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And,
you're right.
And Gary Sanchez, I'll just leave it at that.
No. Just stop.
I'm not going to pile on. I'm not going to pile on with Gary Sanchez. But he's been DHing lately. Let's just put it that way. And it's not been going well. So
I'm sorry. I shouldn't bag on Gary either. Only because all the other Yankees fans love Gary.
And I don't understand it.
I've never been in that camp. I mean, I appreciate what Gary brings to the table. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not a fanboy like it seems like most of my fellow Yankee fans are. And that's fine. They're allowed to feel that way. It's fine. Sometimes they feel so strongly and they express themselves so loudly. I wonder if I'm the idiot. But
no,
okay.
What it is, Brig, is that I've been explaining to you over the years why Gary Sanchez is not the guy. That's what it is.
I know.
Is you've
I've
had
been
me
listening.
whispering in your ear, and nobody else has had that. And here it is.
That's
Gary
true.
Sanchez is a minus defensively and erratic offensively. There it is. Not worth it. Not worth it. So
I agree.
not worth it at that position.
So listen, I am going to be the bigger man here. And I am going to say that also Garrett Cole, for the sake of journalism, you see.
Oh, yes.
For the sake of reporting the truth, okay. Garrett Cole gave up 4 runs in 5 innings.
Woof.
Over 103 pitches.
That's not very Garrett Cole-esque.
I know. You would, if I hadn't said it was Garrett Cole, would that even have made sense?
I would have thought it was James Paxton if he wasn't injured.
Right? Yes. That would make way more sense.
Yeah. Who is, by the way, a good pitcher, but another guy who hasn't been able to stay healthy since he got to New York.
That's right. That's exactly right. So Cole gave up 8 hits, 4 walks, and only struck out 7 in the 5 innings and 103 pitches and 2 home runs. And and I'm like, what? This is, I think, his 12th home run this season he's given up, something like that. And it's like, you know what it makes me think?
What's that?
2 things. And they're it's really more summarized effectively through expressions than words.
Okay.
So you you read these statistics and you go, and then you realize how true they are and you go, ruh-roh. And I don't know what else to say.
That's about all you can say.
This is my official position.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Yeah.
Well, here, let me transition a little bit and put this into perspective a little bit. And this is what I mean. The Yankees could actually be in like big trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, 4.5 back of the Rays in the East, and then you've got the Blue Jays right on their heels, just a game back. They're 5.5 back
one
of
game.
the Rays. Yeah, just one game back of the Yankees.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays made some moves this weekend. That's
exactly
to get better.
right.
The Blue Jays are not playing for the wild card. They're not playing for second place. They're playing for the division. They want to catch the Rays. They've got more talent. I read something the other day that said they've got more talent than they know. And when they realize that potential, they're going to be very good and a very scary team for the rest of
Well, listen,
the rest of the
that's
league
what
to
I've
deal
been saying the whole
with.
time.
You've been saying it for a year. You've been saying it forever.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
the problem.
And
I
that's
know.
the problem the Yankees are running into. The Yankees made no moves.
I
No
know.
moves. They could have gotten Robbie Ray for the second year in a row, There was a chance they
know.
could have gotten him from the D-backs, and they didn't do it. Cashman
I
says
know.
there were no substantial offers. Robbie Ray was a substantial offer. He was moved. Obviously, they could have gotten him. They could have gotten Mike Clevenger, who, probably wouldn't have been happy about cutting his hair, shaving his beard, whatever.
But they could have tried.
Could have brought in Mike Clevenger.
I know.
Could have brought in Archie Bradley. There were guys on the block to solve and fill places that the Yankees needed, and they didn't do it, and they're going to be in trouble come the end of the month, and it's going to be fantastic for everybody who hates the Yankees.
Stop it. Listen. Listen. Do you know how many games are left in the season? Pop quiz.
Like 30?
27. 27. If you're listening to this on Tuesday morning, this is 27 games left in the season. We literally have 1 month left. We don't have time to not be making trades and filling gaps. Like if Stanton is injured, that's fine. Give him the Ellsbury treatment. Nobody knows what that means. We just never saw him again, and it was actually magical.
It worked
because it worked out. It was great. Guess who is stepping up to the plate? Literally stepping up to the plate. Look at that metaphor.
Hey, there you go.
Clint Frazier. And I'm just saying, oh my word.
Huh?
This is so stupid. I'm not even I can't be dignified about it. And I don't think that all my other cohort of Yankee fans would feel differently. This is so stupid. And the problem is, it's injuries. It sure is. You can't deny that. But at the same time, we're paying for these people to be hurt.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts. I know you can't plan for it. I know nobody saw it coming. But come on. It's just painful. Let's acknowledge it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It is. But you know what? You know who did make some wheels and deals over the weekend?
Dude. Yeah. San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah,
Holy
that's right.
Smokes. Founded by the Germans. But they're my new favorite. I'm riding the San Diego train all the way to a World Series win this year. I'm riding it all the way.
Should.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
For real, they're going to win the World Series this year. They are loaded. They got this is one thing. I got a text from a buddy today, my buddy Adam. You know Adam.
Yeah, I know.
He said, "Hey, what do you think about that Austin Nola deal?" And I said, at first I was a little upset because I kind of like Austin Nola. He's a good hitter. He's hitting over 300. But at the same time, he did lose a game for the Mariners in San Diego last week. There were a couple passed balls that shouldn't have been. Got by him. But then I was like, you know what? That's actually a need that the Padres have. They need a better catcher because the Mariners stole 4 bases on the San Diego catcher that day.
That's right.
All on the catcher. None of them were on the pitcher. All on the catcher.
Right.
They were
for sure
running every chance they got. So they can forgive a couple passed balls, I think, because they're better defensively. They're better pitching overall. And they've got Mike Clevenger now. Don't mess with San Diego pitching.
Don't mess with San Diego.
They're so good. They've got a couple up and comers. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. I should have them ready, but I can't think of the kid who was pitching against the Mariners last week and just owning them, owned them, and not just the guys at the bottom of the order. The Mariners have several guys hitting over 300 right now or around it, and they couldn't do anything with him. Yeah,
at least 3.
Yeah, because Kyle Lewis has come back down to earth, and he's not hitting 350 anymore.
That's right. And now what is he at?
Batting 330.
315. It's still over 300.
He's one of the best hitters in the American League right now.
Yeah, but the rest of the team's at 195.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know. Kyle Seager's back down. Kyle Seager's down at his average at 290, and then J.P. Crawford's around 300. But you've got they cut Daniel Vogelbach because he was batting 94. He's not 940. 094.
Yeah, 094, and he took it all the way to Canada. Well, not Canada, Buffalo. Excuse me.
Shuffled off to Buffalo.
Yeah, the Buffalo Shuffalo. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's right.
I want to say it was Javi Guerra. That guy was just throwing straight gas, and it was filthy, and nobody could hit him. And he's very good, very, very good. Yeah. Austin Adams came over from Seattle. He's a good pitcher. San Diego, man, Look out.
I know. You know what I was excited to see about this trade situation?
What's that?
Pudge Rodriguez kid is his name's Derek Rodriguez, and he got traded to the Tigers from the Giants. And
nice.
Yeah, I think it's nice, right? I don't know. It's nothing special. It's nothing fun. It's not spectacular as far as playoff races or anything like that. But it's nice, and it's a headline that this kid needs. And what I think is cool about it is that, this man Pudge produced a pitcher. I think that makes perfect sense to me. It's a cool story. That's all. I just wanted to bring it up. I think
it is kind of funny. I was actually thinking about that he's a pitcher, because it's like a lot of times you'll have a major league player's son will be a position player, close to what he played, because he's going to teach him, or if he was a pitcher, he might produce a catcher, because he's throwing to him, whatever. But it's that Pudge was a catcher, so he's like, bring it, whatever you want to throw, I'll catch it.
I got you,
and I can help you hone it. I thought that was pretty cool that he learned from a big league catcher how to pitch, which I think is a pretty good thing. Yeah,
and I was thinking going back the other way, like you said, a lot of pitchers raise catchers, but this is the other way around, and I think it's even more special because that is such a unique perspective. It's so fine-tuned. There's so few catchers, real impact catchers out there like Pudge was. I just think, like, I hope that guy knows how lucky he is.
Yeah, because, that's one of the things. I was working with my cousin when he was pitching, and I was like, here, I can't make a ball curve. I don't know how to. I can't do it with my arm. Yeah. I was like, but I can help with your mechanics because I've caught a lot of bullpens, So I was like, stretch a little bit farther, or whatever, going through everything, and it helped him. And so I feel like Pudge could do a lot with his mechanics and really his pitching approach too. That I'm sure that his approach is second to none. Even if it's maybe not an ability thing because he's not a star even quite yet, but yeah, I'm sure his mental approach to pitching is like.
That's what I was going to say. Well, and not just the mental approach to pitching, but the mental approach to success, to greatness, to overcoming adversity and resilience and all of the stuff that makes you Pudge Rodriguez is good. If he can give half of that to his kid, Derek, the kid's going to be in great shape. So,
sure.
And obviously with his own identity and his own learning and his own trials and all the stuff that has to happen. But yeah, I think he's in a good spot. So I thought that was neat. A father-son story is always cool. So.
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, all the second-generation guys up in Toronto,
that's right.
That's where it's coming from. So, it's a real thing.
No, it's cool. Now, the Reds made an acquisition. They acquired Brian Goodwin from the Halos. And Goodwin's 29-year-old lefty. He's hitting 242, 4 homers, 17 RBIs with the Angels right now. Does that give the Rays for you?
The Reds,
the Reds. Yeah, is that for the Reds the last little icing on the cake, or are they plugging a hole?
I think they're just plugging a hole. To be completely honest with you, I wouldn't have been surprised if they had dealt Bauer because he's coming up on an expiring contract. And you could get a haul for a guy like that right now. And it's such a haul that you could still compete.
Totally.
And, I'm honestly, like with the way things went, I'm surprised the Padres didn't go after him.
New York! The
Yankees could have gone for him. Yeah. You need a pitcher, especially one like that. Man.
I'm just saying. It's fine. It's fine.
But they didn't.
He probably feels about New York the way that friggin' the kid did. So,
probably,
it's none of my business.
Yeah.
It's none of my business.
Yeah.
I can see him feeling that way, though.
I could very well see him feeling that way, but I don't think at this point he has a no-trade clause in his contract, and I don't think he would just not go.
No, I don't think so.
So, I don't know. I don't know. The Brewers seem like they're playing pretty good ball right now, and the Reds are not so much. I don't know that the Reds are going to make it, and I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
but
that's the question because
it could be a hole. I don't think he's a difference maker. He's necessarily a plus defensively. He's good defensively, and he can hit, but he's not a guy you put behind your best hitter to protect him. They're not going to put him behind Joey Votto.
No, he's not there every day.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah, so
it's just not.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
want to
see more from the Reds. I was hoping it would work out.
Yeah, I am too, and like I said, I was legitimately surprised they didn't trade Bauer because I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know. I mean, the Indians dealt Clevenger. Obviously, they're not happy with him, but they were talking about dealing Lindor, and the Indians are, they're right there in the mix. They're tied with the White Sox, and the fact that they were even considering trading Lindor makes you wonder about either A, their approach, B, what's going on with Lindor in the clubhouse, or if they don't think they're actually going to make a run this year. And they're just
what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're in first place, but what ifs?
Yeah, there's a roster depth problem or something's happening. Yeah. Injury that we don't know about yet. Something.
Yeah. So some interesting stuff even didn't happen today that I was kind of like, huh, that's strange. But,
like the Yankees not trading for anybody.
I know. I saw so much stuff coming up across for other teams, and I was really surprised not to see something for the Yankees because I really thought that was going to happen.
Somebody else didn't trade for anybody. What was it, Phillies?
Yeah. The one that comes to mind for me was the Rangers because I saw that they were really trying to deal Gallo. Right?
Oh, that's right, Joey Gallo.
And Joey Gallo didn't go anywhere. He's still with Texas.
Yeah.
He is still there. So I don't know.
I think the Phils didn't do anything though, right?
No, I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
A little bit heartbreaking. I don't know, cutting their losses maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and Benintendi didn't get dealt.
That's right. He didn't move, which is shocking.
I would have gone for him because but like we talked about before, that maybe somebody looked into him and there is an issue there.
That's right.
And
that's exactly right.
That may be the problem there. I don't know for sure. JD Martinez didn't go anywhere for the Red Sox. He's still there. I was expecting the Red Sox to have a fire sale.
Yeah, but Mitch Moreland left.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to halfway dismantle this thing. I don't get it.
Yeah. I think the Red Sox are a team to keep an eye on during the offseason.
Something's happening.
I'm not sure what it is. Not sure where it's going.
There are indicators, though.
Yeah. Something's definitely happening there. Yep.
Yeah.
Most
all right. Listen up, baseball family. We want to know what you think. Have you been excited or upset about the trade deadlines? Do you think that what is happening makes perfect sense to you, or are you as boggled as we are? Because we literally have 27 games left in the season. We're down to 1 month, and I will be having a World Series party in my cul-de-sac very, very soon. I cannot be more excited about that. Don't forget, before you jump out of here, get on the shop, 9plusus.com. I'm wearing my Baseball Things hat tonight.
Nice.
It's one of my favorites, actually. I only really wear it for the podcast, so you guys are getting special treatment when I'm wearing my Baseball Things hat. But it's one of my favorites. Everything, we got all new stuff coming out all the time, and now that it's starting to get a little colder, the weather's starting to turn, especially for our friends up in the north. We're going to be releasing more sweats, and we're going to, stuff like that. So that's a tease for you. 9plusus.com. It's NINEPLUSUS.com. And, stay tuned for the next release. If you want early release information, you need to jump on the group, 9plusus VIPs on Facebook. It's a private group. Come and join.
That's right. And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Tell your friends about us. You can even send us an email. Let us know what you think about the podcast. If there's a topic you want to hear about, if you have a question for us, send it through the mailbag. We'll give you a shout out. And baseball family, thanks for joining us. We will catch you next week.